Bill O'Reilly here, Monday, July 13th, 2020. You are listening to the O'Reilly Update. Here's what's happening today in America. Crime crisis in New York City. COVID crisis in Florida. Disney World opens to the public. Many Americans say grocery shopping now a thing of the past. NBA star LeBron James will not put a social justice message on his jersey. Also ahead, Christianity versus radical philosophy. But first, gun violence spiking over the weekend in New York City. The NYPD confirming 15 shootings in 15 hours. 43 people shot in the Big Apple in the past 7 days. That's 3 times higher than the same period last year. Mayor de Blasio cutting the police budget and is despised by many New York City police officers. Florida breaking the country's single-day record for COVID cases, more than 15,000 new infections yesterday, Sunday, bringing the total to 270,000 in the Sunshine State. Governor DeSantis vowing to reopen the schools anyway, pointing out children are rarely affected by the disease. However, the happiest place on earth is back. Disney World in Orlando opening to tourists with a few changes. Guests over 2 years old must wear face masks, and everyone will have their temperatures taken before they enter the park. Some good news for visitors. Wait times on Disney rides have dropped from 2 hours to just 5 minutes. Most Americans say they no longer plan on visiting the grocery store. New survey from an online poll says 64% of adults now have their groceries delivered, and more than half schedule curbside pickup. Supermarket sales have dropped double digits since the contagion began, while services like Amazon and Grubhub have jumped more than 25%. Basketball star LeBron James confirming he will not wear a message promoting social justice on his jersey. The athlete saying he commends players supporting the cause, but states, quote, "I don't need something on the back of my jersey for people to understand my mission or know what I'm about," unquote. In a moment, Joe Biden and the radicals. Right back with it. Many of us are worried about 401ks and retirement savings, everything we've worked very hard for. They could evaporate. With all the fake news and uncertainty, we are left wondering where to turn for fact-based advice about our investments. It's very important to have an independent expert working to preserve and grow your savings, especially in today's economy. So please meet Silicon Valley angel investor and 5G expert Jeff Brown of Brownstone Research, whose only obligation is to you. He has created a newsletter called the Near Future Report, where he shares his analysis on where the stock market is going and when, which stocks are poised to rise and fall, and a new way to profit from the exploding tech market. His track record is amazing, so please go to bill5g.com. Let Jeff help you preserve and grow your wealth. Bill5g.com. You will thank me. Time now for the O'Reilly Update message of the day, the presidential campaign. Very quietly, Joe Biden has released a vision for America. Some are calling it the, quote, Biden-Bernie Unity Task Force platform. First up, climate change, of course. Mr. Biden would eliminate carbon pollution from power plants by 2035, 15 years from now. That means no coal, fracking, and other fossil fuel products. He would install 500 million solar panels and 60,000 wind turbines. That would cost the federal government hundreds of billions of dollars. Mr. Biden would rejoin the Paris Climate Accord. That would be free. On criminal justice, create national standards for use of force by police officers. Ban chokeholds. That means local cops would be scrutinized by the federal government. Mr. Biden would create a national database to track law enforcement officers with prior complaints. That means no due process for the cops. Someone complains, it's on your federal computer sheet. Joe also now wants pot decriminalized. This is a turnaround for him. That means more weed in the hands of kids, of course. On the economy, expand unemployment insurance. That will cost hundreds of billions of dollars a year. Raise minimum wage to $15 an hour. 12 weeks paid family leave for all workers. That would cost small business billions of dollars, put a lot of them out of business. Also, universal child care for 3- and 4-year-old children, paid by the government. More billions every week. On education, universal pre-K, capping and forgiving some student loan debt, tuition-free college for students with families earning less than $125,000 annually. Free college. This would add up to trillions of dollars paid by the federal government. Tuition-free community college for everybody regardless of finance. More hundreds of billions a year. Ban on federal funding for some private schools. They can't get any money if you're Catholic or Jewish or Muslim. On health care, expand Obamacare. Provide a public option for those who want it. Lower Medicare eligibility from 65 to 60. That would cost trillions of dollars a year. On immigration, allow asylum seekers unlimited applications. Call for an audit of ICE and Border Patrol's, quote, practices and conduct. Essentially, that would mean open borders with Mexico. Now, in the past, Joe Biden has supported none of those things. But it's a new day and a new Joe. He's a Bernie kind of guy now. Do Americans really know that? Now, my job is to report accurately on the presidential election this year, and I will scrutinize both candidates. But you should know that former Vice President Joe Biden is now a far left guy. Goodbye to Moderate Joe. I'm Bill O'Reilly, and I approve that message by actually writing it. For more news analysis, please visit BillO'Reilly.com and join our campaign. Stand up for your country. In a moment, something you might not know. Mortgage rates have fallen to all-time lows many times this year. The reality is these new lows mean more people are eligible for greater monthly savings. Just last week, it was announced that more than 16 million homeowners could refinance and save hundreds each month. 16 million. If you ask me, I think it's time to call American Financing for a free mortgage review. There's no pressure, obligation, or upfront fees. Just a simple conversation about how to save you up to $1,000 a month. Maybe it's a lower rate, a shorter term, or paying off high interest debt. They can do all of that and more. And you may even be able to postpone 2 mortgage payments. So please call right now, 888-462-9557, 888-462-9557, or visit AmericanFinancing.net. American Financing, NMLS 182334, NMLS, ConsumerAccess.org. Now, the O'Reilly Update brings you something you might not know. Since its founding 2,000 years ago, the Catholic Church has played a major role in European politics. In fact, there was a time when popes were more powerful than kings. In the modern era, the Vatican still delves into politics. In July 1949, the Church issued a formal decree against the growing communist threat, actually excommunicating, that's kicking out of the Church, any Catholic who supported communism. Here's the story. Following the Second World War, the Soviet Union and its satellite countries began a brutal crackdown against all religion, particularly Catholicism. Stalin accused the Vatican of supporting Nazi Germany during the war. The Soviets even blocked bishops from visiting Rome, revoking their travel visas from 12 different countries. Pope Pius XII asked for support from France, the UK, and Italy, but all refused to intercede on his behalf, afraid of Stalin. Finally, the Vatican published a decree stating that practicing Catholics should no longer join the Communist Party or read any Marxist material. Quote, "Do Christians who profess, defend, or promote communist doctrine incur the penalty of excommunication as apostates from the Christian faith, with the penalty reserved so that it may only be lifted by the Holy See? Yes." On July 13, 1949, the New York Times called the decision a, quote, "sweeping decree marking the latest Vatican step in the worldwide struggle against communism." 71 years later, the Church and the New York Times have a very different point of view. The New York Times, some say, actively promotes Marxist groups like the Black Lives Matter Foundation in America. Pope Francis publicly promotes some socialist principles. Said the Pope in 2019, "Hunger will not end as long as the logic of the market prevails and profit is sought at any cost," unquote. However, Pope Francis well understands that Marxists despise all religion, especially Christianity. That battle still in play and growing in America. Now this. Take the Omega XL 30-day test and put pain to rest. Bill O'Reilly here. You know that pain and stiffness in your back, neck, knees, or hips that never gets better? Tackle the root cause of your pain, inflammation. It's like a raging fire in your body. If you don't put it out, it can cause serious problems. That's why I take Omega XL, powerful natural supplement shown in 30 years of research to relieve joint and muscle pain caused by inflammation. Omega XL is a unique oil extract from green-lipped mussels from the pristine waters of New Zealand. It is safe, small, easy to swallow. So take the Omega XL 30-day test and put pain to rest. To get my special discount, please visit omegaxl.com/bill. Omega, the letters XL.com/bill. omegaxl.com/bill. Thank you for listening to the O'Reilly Update. I am Bill O'Reilly. No spin, just facts, and always looking out for you.